okay? Night, day, wherever you are. If not, do understand and get that your day, your life is going to get better once your perception gets better. And so I wanted to really come on here to discuss this topic because not for nothing, I've been hearing it. First of all, okay, you cannot do more for others than what you do for yourself. Okay. And this topic been coming up a lot lately. Like I was in Dollar Tree yesterday and I met this older lady who's older than I am. And me and her began talking, and she, pretty much said the same exact thing, like how she would give people the shirt off her back, and how she pretty much like always put people pretty much before herself. And one of the things I'm gonna say is this because I got a message. One of you guys wrote that you ready. I guess you so sick and tired of life, okay? And because you keep giving to people. First of all, you are in violation, okay, of universal law because even in the Bible it talks about love thyself, okay? And by you loving someone, and this is the thing because sometimes we'd be like, well, I love this person more than me. I remember, oh my goodness, when I was younger, okay, I would be saying like I love the guys more than I loved myself and all this crazy stuff. And that's just like, how could you love somebody more than yourself? Okay. It may seem that way, but the reason that we tend to do those things because it's like a form of manipulation. It's really codependency. It's not love, it's codependency. It's like, oh well, I love you. I do this for you if you do this for me. I if you would love me or if you would give me attention, right? I would do whatever it is that you want from me if you give me attention. And it's crazy because let me tell you something. As long as you are doing things for other people and going against yourself, that's why you're suffering. That's why you're suffering. And you've been programmed to be that way. Listen, I was it was this guy that I had met today, and he had brought up the 4 agreements, okay? And you guys know, like I talk about the 4 agreements, especially when it talks about don't take anything personal, right? Because things are not personal. Sometimes we may feel like, oh, this person, I appreciate you, Amy. This person, they did this and they did this to me, they did that to me, and they out to get me. People are not out to get you. That's just how they are. Okay. People are the way they are because of what they got going on within in themselves. That ain't got nothing to do with you. So as I was at the laundromat earlier today, right? I was reading this, and this is what it says. And it brought me back to to when I first started this journey. Oh my goodness. Okay. Back to 2018 when I started buying all the books. I was so eager to learn. I was eager to get something different from life. I just wanted to stop suffering. Okay. And remember, pain is inevitable. Suffering is a choice. Okay. And this is pretty much what it says. It says, during the process of domestication, we form an image of what perfection is in order to try to be good enough. Let's go back. To be alive is the biggest fear humans have. Death is not the biggest fear we have. Our biggest fear is taking the risk to be alive. The risk to be alive and express what we really are. Just being ourselves is the biggest fear of humans. We have learned to live our lives trying to satisfy other people's demands. We have learned to live by other people's points of view because of the fear of not being accepted and of not being good enough for someone else. During the process of domestication, we form an image of what perfection is in order to try to be good enough. We create an image of how we should be in order to be accepted by everybody. We especially try to please the ones we love, like mom, dad, big brothers and sisters, the priests and the teachers. Trying to be good enough for them, we create an image of perfection, but we don't fit this image. We create this image, but this image is not real. We are never going to be perfect from this point of view. Never. Not being perfect, we reject ourselves, and the level of self rejection depends upon how effective the adults were in breaking our integrity. After the domestication, it is no longer about being good enough for anybody else. We are not good enough for ourselves because we don't fit with our own image of perfection. We cannot forgive ourselves for not being what we wish to be, or rather what we believe we should be. We cannot forgive ourselves for not being perfect. We know we are not what we believe we are supposed to be, and so we feel forced, frustrated, and dishonest. We try to hide ourselves and we try to pretend to be what we are not. The result is that we feel unauthentic and wear social masks to keep others from noticing us. We are so afraid that somebody else will notice that we are not what we pretend to be. We judge others according to our image of perfection as well, and naturally, they fall short of our expectations. We dishonor ourselves just to please other people. We even do harm to our physical bodies just to be accepted by others. You see teenagers taking, you know, you know, just to avoid being rejected by other teenagers. They are not aware that the problem is that they don't accept themselves. They reject themselves because they are not what they pretend to be. They wish to be a certain way, but they are not. And for this, they carry shame and guilt. Humans punish themselves endlessly for not being what they believe they should be. They become very self abusive and they use other people to abuse themselves as well. When I read this tonight while I was at the laundromat, oh my goodness, I always say that when you come across people, right, or is certain things, I believe in synchronicities. Everything happens for a reason. I don't believe that, people just show up in our lives just cause, or we hear certain things just cause. And when I was reading this tonight at the laundromat, it put things into perspective because I remember, a point in my life where as though being there for everybody else and then neglecting myself and feeling like I had to uphold this image of being perfect, this image of having everything together. And the more I felt like I had to hold up this image, the more I felt like I was dying inside. Like I felt like I couldn't breathe, so to speak, right? And it's all because of the domestication, right? It's all because of your upbringing, what you've been conditioned to believe, do things this way, why can't you be like the rest of the little kids? Or why can't you do like everybody else do? And hearing it, when you was a kid, I didn't hear that part, when I was a kid. But hearing certain things like that when you was a kid, it makes you feel like something is wrong with you. And I am here to tell you it's nothing wrong with you. Okay. A lot of adults, what even myself, me having 4 children, okay. A lot of it is we feel like me being a parent, um, that if you are being different, right? Now I don't nowadays I look at things like a little different. And I did it's funny because I did a video about this a few days ago, and I told you guys, like what my youngest daughter and my youngest son, how they so different, right? And they really be challenging like the ego, right? But when you was growing up, your parents probably had told you, don't be like this, don't do this, be like the rest of the little kids, because they felt like if you was yourself, maybe you was gonna get picked on, or maybe you would, the kids wasn't gonna accept you. But that was all because of how they viewed themselves, right? Like how your parents viewed themselves. A parent that is insecure, okay, cannot give you confidence if they insecure. Okay, like they would have to develop confidence within themselves in order for them to be able to teach you like what confidence looks like. And so to the person that's out there, right? I know you've been programmed a certain type of way, right? To give the shirt off your back. And then, not for nothing, like a lot of times we think, oh, well, I'm giving people the shirt off my back. I'm putting people before me. That's a good thing. That's a foolish thing. That is a foolish thing. It's not a good thing. I remember when I was in transitional housing, right? So I could get Section 8. And I remember the transitional housing, really beautiful. It was, oh my goodness, absolutely gorgeous in there. And I remember one of the nuns, because it was ran by nuns, right? And one of the nuns, she had said to me one day, she said, Dina, why don't you be selfish? Right. And I gave her a look like, here it is, this nun telling me to be selfish. And I looked at her a certain way, and she, she caught the way I looked at her, and she said, no, Dina, not like that. Not selfish like in that way. She was like, selfish, like, why don't you put yourself first? And that was like really the first time that I ever heard that, because we've been programmed so much to put everybody first and to do things, and to be like this good type of person, oh, if I do this, like, do everything that your parents want you to do everything that society wants you to do, so they can give you attention, or so they can give you love that you feel like you lack in. Like you have a deficit with love, which is crazy because you are love, so it's just crazy. But when she said that, when the nun said that to me, she said, why don't you just be selfish? I just looked at her, because no one has ever said that before. And so sometimes in life we get caught up and we like, I got to put my children first. I got to put these people. But let me tell you something. And I remember I used to struggle with this, okay? Because if you're not good, what do you think you're going to be able to give your children? You're going to give them the same exact thing you have. If you're not good, how could you give them something? If your cup isn't full, how could you give them something? I remember, now this was like during my, I don't want to say spiritual awakening, but this was during the time like when I became aware of certain things, right? Like I started becoming aware of delusions, of all the illusions that I have been taught to believe, okay? And I remember I had went to this shaman, right? His name Shaman Derk. And I went to this shaman, and it was a few people that went to the shaman, like this class or so. Mainly all women, probably about 1 or 2 men, but mainly all women. And I remember I went to the shaman. I was all dressed up, honey. I had my African skirt on. Okay, you couldn't tell me nothing. Okay. All right. And I remember I went to the shaman, and it was this one lady there. Same as that, issue. And what she said was like she feel drained, and she's sick of feeling drained. And one of the things Shaman Derk said to her was this. He was like, "You like the old lady? No, you're not the old lady. You like the lady in the village that everybody come to and they need water." Okay. Hey Tracy, peace here, baby. Peace here, peace here. Hey Arizona butterfly, peace here, baby. Peace here, peace here. um, and Shaman Derk was like, "You like the lady that's in this village, and everybody is coming to you, and they all need water. And here you are, like you went and got the water, you cooking soup and stuff like that, and you needed water for yourself. But all these people are coming to you. And you keep giving all these people your water. And then you know what? At the end of the day, you don't have no water to cook your soup." And he was like, "You gotta stop doing it." And we really feel or been taught. And you know what? The reason why people tend to suffer is because you keep doing the same exact thing. Okay. You see that somebody, you like, "Oh, well, I'm always putting this person before me. I'm always giving this person the shirt off my back. I'm always making sure this person is good, and this person never makes sure I'm good." Well, first of all, why are you always putting that person before you? I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your children. Okay. I don't care. None of those things matter. And some of you guys say, "Oh, well, it's my kids. How I'm going to do that." Let me tell you something. You know why some parents, they have resentment is because they felt like, and I've experienced this too. Okay. I felt like, oh my goodness, all the stuff that I did for my children, my two oldest children, I felt like all the stuff I did for my two oldest children. And when they grew up, it was like, it wasn't reciprocated or whatever. Like I didn't feel appreciated. Okay. And one of the things like my grandmother and my aunts and my mother would say, like, don't do so much for them because they'll grow up and want to give you their butts to kiss. Okay. You got to understand that you got to put you first. Like if you're not good, how you going to give your kids anything? And then if you doing stuff well, if I do this for my children, whatever, the more they going to love me. I remember listening to Bobby Hemmick. And this was like during 2020, probably 2017. Okay. I was listening to Bobby Hemmick, and I was listening to rapper B.O.B. They used to have this video on YouTube, but they took all of B.O.B stuff down. Okay. And I remember I was listening to Bobby Hemmick on this, like, it was like a video with both of them, with rapper B.O.B and Bobby Hemmick. And one of the things Bobby Hemmick said was, he was like, "Your children are the biggest agents." He was like, because so many people, they say they want to have children so they could be loved, right? Because they want somebody to love them. That I'm not gonna say that's crazy because I do understand and get it. Even for the sake of relationships, right? Oftentimes we like, "Oh, I want to get in a relationship because this person is going to love me." Let me tell you something, okay? You listening? You listening, Betty or Linda? Okay. All right. Let me tell you something. If you don't feel loved before you get in that relationship, my strong advice is don't get in that relationship. If you don't feel that you are enough, don't get in a relationship. If you don't feel that you enjoy your own company, please don't get in a relationship. Because let me tell you something. that relationship you get into is just going to be a reflector of everything that you feel about yourself. Everything, the way you see yourself, is just going to reflect back exactly what you feel about yourself, what you got going on in the subconscious mind. If you don't like being by yourself and you can't enjoy your own company, okay, don't get into no relationship, because guess what? If you don't enjoy your own company, what you think gonna happen when you get in that relationship? You're gonna be clingy, needy, okay? And in the beginning, that person, they may give you, the stuff, or be, give you whatever it is that your heart desire in the beginning. But what about when they take that away? Okay, what about when they feel like they don't want to give you that any longer? It puts me in a mind. I don't know if it's from the Four Agreements or No, I think it's Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. When he say it's like the addict, and then it's like the addict and the dealer, right? The person who feels like they're not enough, or who feels like that they're not loved and they're looking for love, that's like the addict. And a dealer is the person that gives, that addict just enough, just enough. You ever seen that? You ever been in something like that? I know this person. Okay. Um, and this person, love this person dearly. Okay. But this is one of the things that I noticed with this person. So it's a girlfriend and boyfriend. And whenever the boyfriend is distant, right? Like don't want to be bothered, like barely show any affection to the girlfriend. Um the girlfriend is like, is dependent upon the boyfriend. Want the boyfriend to show the affection, want the boyfriend to do all of this and that, right? But soon as the girlfriend start almost like enjoying life more, you ever been in a relationship like that? I haven't been, well, I'm not gonna say not in that aspect, but as soon as she start enjoying life more, then the boyfriend wants to give her like just enough love, just enough, just enough, just enough of love, so she could stay hooked. Not a lot, but just enough, okay? And then when he gives her just a little bit, right? Show a little bit of affection. Show just merely a little bit, and I mean a little bit of affection, a little bit of attention. Okay. Then this person is like hooked, right? Like the boyfriend got the girlfriend hooked around the finger. All right. And when he sees that, so this is what tends to happen. The girlfriend just drop everything. She just drop everything. I mean, if she have friends, places to go with her friends, honey, she gonna cancel. If she was going out tonight by herself, honey, she's going to cancel. Because why? Because she feel like that the boyfriend is giving her love. Okay? And as long as he gives her a little bit of love, guess what? She drops everything. Everything. She drops everything. It doesn't matter. She drops everything. And I noticed that. And I don't say nothing. I just sit back and watch it. I just sit back and watch it. You know why? Because people need to learn on their own. I gave this person advice many times, and they still do the same thing. And one of the things I say is this, and this goes for me too. If I do the same thing, guess what? I'm gonna get the same exact results. But hoping and looking and praying for something new to come along, okay, and I stay the same, then that is insane in the midbrain. You remember that song, Insane in the Midbrain? You remember that back in the day? But that is insane. Okay. Hey, Morningstar, peace to you, baby. Peace to you, peace to you. And so I just watch. Okay. But to the ones that feel like I am so sick of feeling like people don't treat me the way I treat them. Okay. Then why do you why I know why you keep doing it. I know why, because you really feel like this person is going to give you what you missing. Whether there's love, attention, affection, you feel like this person is going to give it to you. And you know what the person is reflecting back to you? They reflecting back to you that they don't have it to give. But yet and still, you won't get that. You won't understand it. You won't accept that thing for the thing. You keep on wanting to change it. You keep wanting to change it as opposed to doing something different. They done showed you. You keep saying, "Well, I keep giving them this shirt off my back." Why? Why you keep doing it? Why? Why? First of all, if that's the only shirt on your back, why are you giving somebody the shirt off your back? And that's the only shirt you have. Do that make sense? And then we show people how to treat us. We show people how to treat us. So if you giving somebody the shirt off your back and you like, but I keep giving them the shirt off my back, foolish. That's you. That's very foolish. Because I don't know nowhere where it says to put people before you. Okay, you got that really from your upbringing. Okay, let's face it. You got it from your upbringing. All right. Putting everybody, because that's what you seen your parents do. Okay. Or you seen the whomever raised you. You seen them do that, and that's why you're doing it. And you think that's the right way. And that's why you keep getting the same exact thing that you keep on getting. And then you getting frustrated and saying that you don't care if you live or not. Let me tell you something, okay? The reason why you going through that is because you in violation of universal law. I met a lady yesterday when I was in Dollar Tree. Okay. And this lady, she was older than me. You know, my intuition told me to go to Dollar Tree yesterday to do a video at 12 o'clock. And I didn't understand why. I just was like, all right, I didn't understand why 12 o'clock, you know? And so out laundry. And from the laundromat, I had did a video a Target, a TJ Maxx haul, and my battery, honey, it was low earlier. And then tonight when I came in the house, I totally forgot. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with this because I was talking about the lady. Oh, so yesterday my intuition had told me to go to Dollar Tree, right? At 12 o'clock. And I tell you guys all the time that I am one that follows my listen. Okay. Um, if you want a easier route in life, okay, it's best to listen to your intuition. And how do you know when your intuition is speaking, right? Like for me, when I keep on hearing the same thing, right? And it's like it's a gut feeling. It's not like verbally like somebody talking to me. It's just like an idea come to me, like go to Dollar Tree. And so yesterday I went to the Dollar Tree. Um, I went to the Dollar Tree and I met this lady. You know, I was in the middle of recording, and after I did one take, she was, asking me like, "Oh, are you live?" And I wasn't live. It was a pre-recorded video. And me and her started talking, and she said that, like she wish she could have the confidence or the be brave as I am or whatever. One of the things I'm gonna say to you guys is this, okay? The reason why you guys don't do some of the things that you know you ought to do is because you are afraid of other people's opinion of you. You're afraid of other people, like the book says, okay? The book, it says the four agreements, it says to be alive is the biggest fear humans have. Death is not the biggest fear we have. Our biggest fear is taking the risk to be alive, the risk to be alive and express what we really are. So some of you guys, you won't do what you was created to do because you are afraid of being judged. You're afraid of being judged. You're afraid of getting it wrong. You're afraid of messing up, failing. But let me tell you something. I don't know how you are going to become successful if you don't want to go through feeling. Okay, there's not you have to fail in order for you to be successful. And if anybody is out there telling you anything other than that, honey, don't listen to them because it's not true. You have to fail in order for you to be successful. It's just something that comes along with it. Okay, but if you are a person that's out there getting back to giving everybody the shirt off your back, which is foolish, outright foolish, which is giving people your last. And the lady that I met yesterday, she was saying like how she's a go-getter. Okay. You know, being a go-getter is actually a violation of universal law. It is a violation of universal law. And I know some of you guys like, a go get, like I've been a go getter. I gotta go get the bag. Let me tell you something. Whatever you chase, it runs further from you. You ever chase somebody who you liked? How did that work out for you? I'm quite sure it didn't work out well because whatever you chase, it runs further from you. Because when you start chasing after things and people, guess what? Basically you are making that person or that thing more important in your movie. It's your movie, but you making that person and that thing more important in your movie than your own self. Now, if that's not foolish, I don't know what is. If that's not foolish, I don't know what is. Okay? All right? So remember, it gets better when you get better. So what would I tell someone, right? Someone that feels like they sick of people not appreciating them. They sick of giving people the shirt off their back and a person don't do it back for them. All of it is codependency. They sick of this, right? They sick of putting people before them. Well, stop. Well, stop. And some of you guys, you say it's so hard. It may seem challenging in the beginning because you're doing something you never done before. Okay, honey, I don't know. I put so much detergent in my covers. I don't know. Shoot, got me itchy. But if you keep on doing the same exact thing, it's going to keep on showing up in your reality that you love other people more than you love yourself. And as long as that keeps showing up, of course, you are going to be living in hell, so to speak. Remember, hell is not a destination, okay? It's a frequency. And so as long as you keep on doing, what is being reflected back to you right now is to stop putting people before you. That's what keep on reflecting. When you feel that pain, when you feel like these people are hurting you and all this other stuff, when you feel it, that is showing you to stop doing it. But some of you guys, you're so hard-headed, you just won't listen. You just feel like, well, next time gonna be different. And then the next time is like the previous time. And then the next time is like the previous time. And then it's just an ongoing thing. And you're like, well, next time it's going to be, no, it's not. It's not going to be different. It's not going to be different. It's going to be the same exact way. Why? Because you're the same. You have to change your ways. Okay. And with that being said, right now I'm watching what is this, Harlem? Okay. All right. I love you guys. Make sure you're rocking out, believing in yourselves. Keep going, keep growing. Until next time. Peace.